Okay, good news. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. The question that I was answering, what was it?
I was gonna say, you gotta find it again. I don't think you can remember what it is.
Oh, are you is ESO biased towards Magicka rather than Melee? I think ESO might be a little biased towards Magicka, but not against Melee, because you can Melee with magical abilities. Biting Jabs, the Puncturing Strikes morph is really good. Even the Puncturing Strikes itself is really good, and that's a Magicka ability. Focus Charge is a magical ability that's really good. All the Nightblade class abilities are really good physical or really good magical melee abilities. It's just I think that stamina is a bit too valuable to be wasting on abilities, as bad as it sounds.
Agreed. It,
Definitely agreed.
yeah, it's too useful to be used on combat maneuvers than actual abilities. The only one I'd maybe say is, I like defensive posture.
Yeah, guys, my internet's usually not this bad. It's just like I'm not getting disconnected from TeamSpeak or anything. I'm just having like small little hiccups because there's like literally hurricane winds outside currently and like tornadoes. There's a tornado warning for the next 15 minutes, according to my girlfriend, so I could die soon.
You see the walls being torn apart. Yeah.
Well, you guys might have like the best stream ever if my house gets torn apart and you see me flying off. So I expect to get some followers out of this shit.
I'll take all his viewers. They'll all be mine.
I remember the beta forum said that the monkey pet would be given to those who endured a heavy broken beta a while ago. Can they be bought or acquired elsewhere? From what they said, nobody will be able to get them except for those people. What's the dumbest build I've seen? If you're talking about dumb like it's really bad, I've seen a lot of builds that are really bad. If you're talking about dumb like in a good way, the unkillable Dragon Knight is pretty crazy. It's been nerfed.
Build.
It's been nerfed like a few times, and it's still pretty good. The original Inhale
to get recreated.
Yeah,
there's
there was basically a build where a DK could run into a group of like 20 people, and then keep them all near him and AoE them all down with healing himself by hitting them all. So he just killed them all. They couldn't kill him.
Yep.
DK using instruction staff, what would you suggest as a secondary weapon? Sword and shield, maybe? Or, I don't know, Phases, what would you recommend if you're doing destruction staff as your secondary weapon?
I'm not sure what I'd recommend. It's like Sword and Shield is your secondary.
The great Atropos tells me that I should skip more questions to stay more recent.
Lols.
I'm skipping, man. I'm skipping them all. You get like one question per 10 minutes with me. Apparently, I suck.
And then I completely forgot that you missed the question. Yes.
I'm
busy for 1 second and I missed the questions asked for me.
Does anyone see what my viewer count is at right now? Mine's stuck. I don't know what it's at.
Yeah, it was like it was creeping up on 400.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone who's watching. I'll get back to questions now. I know you guys are like, stop talking, answer questions. The more for Fiery Reach increases your next strike by 40%. If you cast twice, does it do 80%? No. It would just give 40% on the one you just used. Cap and Keeps explain. There was a video just released by Zos of a real beta group taking a keep, and it was interesting to hear the talking, because you could tell it was one of their first keep takes, and the first thought is someone, like, they break down a wall and someone's like, charge, and he's like, no, don't charge, wait, we're gonna do this controlled. And it was really interesting seeing them kind of having to work together to get in and do everything, and they did a really good job of, doing what they needed to do to get in. Basically, it's get down the outside wall or the door. The door's harder if there's a lot of people defending, but it's faster if there's not a lot of people. But get into the inner keep, get the inner door down, or even both walls down and the inner down, and then kill the people and then worry about taking the flags. That's the biggest mistake people make. Kill the people.
People
Don't,
first. People
yeah,
will fuck you up.
yeah. Don't just like go charging for the flag and stack up in a circle hoping you're gonna cap the keep because they're just gonna kill you and then cap it back. If you buy the Imperial Edition, can you choose any race and still choose any faction? Only if you pre-order, I think. I think that's what
The
they
Any
said.
Race, Any Faction is from pre-ordering. If you just get the Imperial Edition upgrade later, then you will only have access to Imperial and any faction.
Yeah, what he said. How good is the resto staff really? Very good. If you plan on healing and you're not a Templar, it's mandatory. But
Yep.
I think Grand Healing is the best heal in the game overall. Because it has a long range, it's AoE, heals for a lot, doesn't cost much mana. It's the best heal in the game overall, I would say. It has the most uses.
I saw a question. Where did it go? Can you
Can you
tank with
reach-
sword and shield and some DPS one spec like bow? So yeah, you can like put some DPS spell abilities on your bar for sword and shield if you feel like you're good enough, or on your off bar if you take the I like having the Undaunted taunt, and you can just not take sword and shield at all. You can just use inner fire and defensive skills, and you're good. It's really flexible, though you do need to be careful about like not bringing enough defensive skills and dying.
Pilex has a good question. Will there be some sort of title or item rewards for certain PvP rankings? Yes. Number one person gets Emperor, or former Emperor if they lose the title, and I gotta fix my video, damn it.
Did your video go down again?
Just yeah, it was just like a
Buffering?
DC'd part. Okay, the question was, do you get titles and things and all that fun stuff? Yes, number one person gets Emperor. Past that, for every rank you achieve, you get a new title, and there's a few levels to each rank, and you also get a new symbol next to your name to signify, when someone's looking at you, to signify that rank. The titles you can't see yet, but I think when nameplates are introduced, you'll be able to see the titles on people.
You can see titles.
Well, you can see titles if you're looking at them, not if they're just around
okay,
you.
that's what you're saying.
It's not like Dark Age of Camelot where your like nameplate changes currently anyway. But I hope they do that. Is it viable to play a Templar healer with heavy armor and not light? Why? Yes, no. Yes, but I would go kind of tanky with that if you're going to use heavy armor. Heavy armor is really good for being a tank. It's not usually very good for anything else. You don't wear heavy armor to be a DPS in most cases, and you don't wear, medium armor to be a tank. Most cases you want to stick with what it's good at. Cloth is like the only exception, because Cloth is really good right now. Do you think mixing armor sets can be viable? Absolutely.
Mixed
I
dual
mix,
sets is
I mix every
absolutely
armor
viable.
set I ever wear, somehow.
5-2 is like
5-2
the
is
shit.
usually the way you end up going. Oh, we get raped here at this part. The strongest metal in the game, Voidstone. Have you seen any examples of this beta and where the stats are? I can't really go that specific. Sorry.
I might build the found it on ESOHead, but I don't know. It might be there. I know the numbers. I know the numbers are out there.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to go that specific though. Yeah, you wouldn't really learn anything either. Honestly, it wouldn't really help you any. It'd probably just make people mad at me for no reason. Does Grand Healing heal the caster as well if you're inside the AoE? Anything in the AoE gets the heal. My favorite to most hated class and why? I hate fighting Sorks right now. Then probably DKs because they're tough. Then Templars because, that's when you get into the point where I can beat most Templars because they're the same class as me. And Nightblades I like because usually they're like the dumbest players. I'm sorry, but they usually just make really bad decisions.
They are the hunters.
Yeah, they're
Nightblades
usually
are
the
the
people
hunters of
that
all
do
the skills online.
really do stupid builds. Like, I don't know, people who like spam a dotting ability on you, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And you just kill them. Do you think improved sneaking is required for a stealth-based build? No,
Nope.
not at all. I don't think it's required. How
That's
much
useful.
medium armor would you recommend? I would go for the medium armor based on the damage, not really the sneaking. I don't think it's required for the sneaking. Sneaking is really nice,
yeah,
but for the most part, I think you're going to be able to sneak up on people just because they're not fucking paying attention, and you just walk up and hit them, even whether they can see you or not.
Or you're hiding behind a rock and you jump them with something. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty.
You don't
forgiving.
need this stealth bonus. Do you think vampires will be viable even with the 50% fire weakness? What builds are they good for? I think they'll only be good for ganking. Otherwise, they're completely terrible because you're just gonna turn into a pile of ash.
Trying to find us some good footage here.
Someone asking about the OP Dragon Knight build. That's a secret for now. We're just gonna go with that to secret.
Yeah, we don't want to talk too much about like specific builds that are like OP and stuff, because a lot of that stuff's gonna change, and it would just be like we would tell you that this build is really awesome, then you would go and try it at release, and they'll nerf the shit out of it, and then you'll be mad at us. So we don't want to go like too specific.
God, I hope it gets nerfed.
There's some really bad sounds outside right now. I'm gonna go look out the window and make sure I'm not about to die. I'll be right back.
Alright. Taking over his chat.
Yep, I can't see anything, and there's lightning, and
Can you buy costume sets?
Yep, I'm probably gonna die, everyone. Probably gonna die.
You can't buy costume sets, but you can keep some of the ones that you get while questing, and then you also get them as rewards for things like veteran ranks. Planning on making a Breton Dragon Knight tank? Do you think 7 heavy or 5 heavy too light or 5 medium or 5 heavy too medium would be the best for a Dragon Blood Equilibrium? I don't think I'll ever take Equilibrium on a tank build. I do like 5 heavy too light, and I would take 1. What else we got? Molten Weapons, Magma Armor. Magma Armor is really good. Puncture is pretty much required. Either that or Inner Fire. It's really good for your buff bar.
Phaseus, hold on the fort. I'm gonna go downstairs and make sure like I'm not about to die.
The fort.
Okay, I'll be right back.
You think going a full out roll sorry for the Destro Staff and Light Armor works well? Yeah, specifically going like Destro Staff Sork and then focusing on being that kind of character definitely works. What's the current Critical Surge South Hill build? I don't actually know it. All I know is Critical Surge and Overload. If you use Mage Light while stealth, can enemies see the glow from you even though you're stealth? No, they can't see you because they can't see you at all. Even though you have this giant light following you. Heavy Armor Sork using Dark Magic Stormcalling. Well, Heavy Armor Sork is viable, but whether you shouldn't really just focus on class skills, you should consider all the skills that are available, because there's a bunch of them.
Okay, good news. I think I'm gonna survive. I'm back. Will Templar be better healer than Sorcerer? I say yes, but not by like a huge margin.
Just want to get some questions in my chat. Titan Storm asks, is there a cap for HP? I haven't seen one. We don't know what the hard cap for HP is, but we have seen stuff where it's like, 2,500 and then plus 500 for Cyrodiil, and then the Emperor buff puts them at like 4,500, and you just can't fucking kill it.
Do you think Bosork will be very strong in PvP, or would it be too much of attacks on stamina? If you win a Bosork, I would use buffs from Magicka and then damage from stamina, and I would use most of my points in stamina.
Bosorks are giant dicks. Fuck those things.
Yeah, I think that's how I would go. It buffs and movement abilities and stuff like that, and CCs. I wouldn't go damage with the Magicka. How effective is Equilibrium? Is it feasible to use your health as extra Magicka?
Depends on your build.
Yeah, it depends on your build.
I see people sessioning to count it with Dragon's Blood, but that's 2 globals. I don't really want to waste 2 globals.
Yeah, the way I would do it would be like as a sorcerer, and then just getting healed by your healer in the group, and just being careful. Sort of like a warlock in WoW.
Unnamed is asking about spell crit from Mage's Light working on the auto attacks from Overload. I think so because Overload is still a spell, so it still uses your spell crit. Sazai, if I plan to make a complete glass cannon yanking assassin build, do I want light armor and medium armor? You probably want medium armor, but you will be, but given how stats work currently, you'll be a lot of glass and not enough cannon.
Alex, do you think it'll be worth going 5-2 as a tank that tries to stack stamina, or is getting a full set best in this case?
Any sort of tank will want 5 heavy.
Yeah, you're gonna want 5 heavy. I don't know about the 2 if you're trying to stack
either
stamina.
2 is good. I like. It depends on your build. Either 2 is good though.
Alex, if you're a crowned emperor, can you put a skill point into all the passives, or do you only get to pick one? I think you get all the passives automatically.
You can get all of them.
I don't think you have to put a skill point though. I think you just get them.
That's what I heard. They haven't asked any of the recent ones, but yeah.
I think you just get them. It's like, congratulations, you're the emperor. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would kind of suck though if you got emperor and you didn't have any skill points. That would really suck.
Oh, it would really suck.
Alex, do you think that there, with so many Nightblades, will end up making PvP areas filled with everyone from Knights to Templars to Sorks using Mage Light repetitively? I think you're going to see a lot of groups using Mage Light because it's also good. And yeah, you're going to see a lot of it, but, you know, you can still kill people regardless if they see you or not. You know, don't get near them. You'll be able to see they got Mage Light. It's a big, giant floating orb around them. Just don't go near them.
Mage Light is really obvious. You'll be able to see it.
Is 552 Light viable for a Resto Staff healer? Maybe. I think so. You'll be a little bit harder up on magic because of your cost.
Depends on what class you are.
Yeah, it depends on what class. If you're a Templar, I think you might be able to pull it off and be pretty decent. The thing
Templar
you're gonna
might be okay. Sorcerer might be
just
okay.
remember though that the only thing you're really gaining is more armor. So it may be more beneficial to like use one slot to just get more armor, like an armor ability, like immovable, and then just have more magicka. Alex, can you gain 30% magicka regen from the support skill line? You can, but that can be that is affected by overcharge, and you have to use all those abilities at once, which will kind of hurt you with healing.
Shield, and Barrier. I wouldn't really use all of those at the same time.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would like one of them at a time, max. If you're creating a Sork tank, should you go light armor or heavy? I say light armor and go with bound armor.
Unless you want increased healing. I think it depends on what you're using the tank build for. If you're doing it for like just a dungeon, you're probably fine to just do light armor. If you're doing it for like adventure zones, presumably, those would be really you're probably gonna want the extra healing.
That's true. That's true. It's really according to how you're doing it. Erlex, Altmer 6% fire damage versus Dark Elf fire damage. Does Siege scale with fire damage or spell power? I don't think Siege scales with that.
Siege doesn't scale, no.
Altmer
versus Dunmer, they're different things. Altmer is flat fire damage, and then Dunmer is just anything that's affected by spell power. They scale 2 things differently.
Yes. Do you think the same type of dots hots cast by different players should increase the stack size of the given dot hot? Life Plume as an example. No, because you don't want to just like stack regenerations on someone and then be like invincible. I think it's good that they can only have a certain number of things. Dots you can though, like if 20 different people cast a dot on the same person, they're gonna have 20 different dots on them. But I don't think hots work that way. They can only have like one of
They
each.
might.
I don't think they do. I think that was actually in a dev question answer thing.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, I remember that.
Do you absolutely need Sword and Shield to tank in PvE, or can you do it with a two-hander or a range with a bow, etc.?
You can do it with any weapon because there is a taunt in the Undaunted skill line that does not require you to use a specific weapon.
Right, but keep in mind that you're not going to be able to block as hard of attacks, but that like it's according to, because like if the boss is something that's casting spells and like you can just tank it from range, then sure, I wouldn't worry about a shield because you're probably not going to be blocking a whole lot anyway. Do you know if
Yeah, it
increased healing
depends on the
taken
fight.
passives will increase the amount gained through life leeching abilities? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it will. Those
Yep.
are just heals on you. Do you think people will have to pick a Breton high elf for a mage concerning the cap for Magicka Salat? They have other things besides the Magicka though. Like, high elf has percentage damage with elements, and Bretons have like reduced cost, which isn't so easy to overcharge. And even when it is, it's still good. So, and they have resistance. So they have a lot of good things. So there's more than just the percentage Magicka bonus. I think my power just flickered. But I don't think I lost internet. You might catch that on the stream. That'd be pretty funny, I bet. Bet it's recorded. Alright, so once you hit level 50 and you have, let's say, 350 skill points total, and you have crafting skills all maxed at 50, but no skill points, can you respec all your skill points and put them into crafting to make a master crafter? Yes. Yes, you could. Don't plan on killing anything, though. What's your thoughts on a Templar with a bow? You know, Freak Show, it's funny you asked that because I was like I think I was the first person to start saying Bowplar. Like, I just started spreading it everywhere, and mostly because Atropos thought it was a really stupid name, so I used it as often as possible. And
That's how it works.
and
That's how these
then
things work.
apparently, like, it really spread around, and everyone started talking about the Bowplar. But that was at a different time when there was a lot of different things going on with Bowplars. I don't think it's nearly as good as what when I first started talking about it, because things like long
The
shots
wording's
and
been
things.
clarified, and it's been clarified, but so,
Yeah.
it's not nearly as good as it was.
Yeah, I say that like Destro staff, like Mageplar. Let's do the new coin term. Mageplar is a better route.
You're terrible.
Where do you live that it's storming so much? I am in Kentucky, and we're like right dead in the center of this big, huge, massive warning for wind. High winds, tornadoes, hurricane-type winds, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I'll stick to my just rain. Just rain.
Benefactor, what was the question that would be better for us?
Which race do you think has the best potential as a DK deck? I am incredibly torn between Imperial, Breton, and Redguard right now. Breton is starting to lose a bit of faith because I didn't realize that cost reduction capped. I have to do math for that. Imperial because of the health return passive, and then Redguard because the stamina return passive is a flat amount every 3 seconds, which is significantly better than any amount of regen.
Do you need to be in werewolf form in order to do werewolf abilities? Yes.
Abilities, yes. Passives, no.
Yes,
But
there you go.
passives do have certain things on them. They're all detailed on the passives themselves.
Yeah, and like any weaknesses from being a werewolf, so they're going to affect you whether you're in form or not.
Yep.
Is Critical Surge the only option for a sorcerer self-heal? No, they also have the passive in Dark Magic where every time they hit something, they gain 5% of their total health.
With a dark magic skill.
Yeah, with the Dark Magic skill. We're at in Kentucky. I'm actually like half an hour from UK campus, so pretty close. A lot of questions about Kentucky all of a sudden. Did you suggest Sword and Shield for DK using Destruction Staff? Oh, why did I? Because you have things like Puncture, and all of your spells are like all of your spells are melee range for the most part, even with the Destruction Staff. Like, there's only have a couple that actually have range. So
they're
you
like
could
point blank. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
so you could like kind of turtle up with the shield and use Puncture, and then kind of switch to more DPS with the staff. I think it would work pretty well. Plus, it gives you a little more defensive route since you're a kind of a mage build. Erlex, in a keep battle, when you die, how long does it take to respawn? I assume it's long enough so you can't rejoin the battle. It's not how long it takes you to respawn, it's where you respawn at. You respawn at the nearest keep that isn't that one. So
you respawn at a keep that you choose. So
right, you can respawn at at best the nearest keep. So you may respawn halfway across the map, and then you have to run back. So you can respawn instantly, but you have to get back there, and you got to make it there without getting ganked by the Nightblades waiting for you to run back. Or like Spiders Guild Bounty Hunter passive. From what I heard, it's not anything too crazy. Didn't you have that?
Yeah, it's not. They're basically what they are they're quests. They're basically just kill quests that you're like, these bandits are causing problems in Cyrodiil. Go find them and kill some of them. They're really uninteresting, and all you get from them is Fighters Guild experience. They're incredibly lackluster.
Yeah, that's probably something that's like a filler for something later, I'd imagine. Dark Talons is hilariously OP. I wouldn't say hilariously OP, but it's a strong ability.
It has been hilariously OP. Now it's just a regular strong ability.
Yeah, dodge roll is the key.
Someone asking, is Khajiit the only way to get crit damage bonus? No, it is also available on the Shadow Stone, which is one of the Munda stones that are one of the 13 Munda stones that are available. Can you stack soul gems? Yes, they stack like regular items. They stack up to 100.
What is the best class build for stun locking or just trolling? You can't stun lock because anytime someone gets out of a stun, they're immune for like 5 seconds. So there is no stun locking at all. It's impossible. But for like just trolling, I would go with a kiting build and go like Bow Sork. That'd be a good trolling.
Bow Sork. I would definitely go with Bow Sork if you're going to be a giant troll.
I want to refresh my chat here really quick. So I'm going to lose everything, and I'll have to... Like, you have to ask new questions. But I'm sure that won't be a problem.
Do I know if anyone has hit the training limit on horses yet? No. We're coming up pretty close on our first supposed limit on training horses, but it'll be a couple more days.
Like, so what other uses are there for soul gems besides reviving yourself or a player? Refilling enchants on armor or on weapons, and what else is there?
That's it. This is refilling weapon enchants.
Yeah, I guess that's it. But you use them a lot for raising. Alex, not having played the game, I feel like in terms of flexibility from most flexible to least, the classes rank as Sork, Templar, DK, Nightblade. Do you agree? No. I would put DK above Templar.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think the actual difference is like Sork, Templar, DK are all pretty close to each other, and then there's Nightblade.
Yeah. Nightblade is probably the weakest in terms of flexibility. That's their biggest problem, really, above anything else, is they're not very flexible. I don't think they're used for enchanting at all, no.
No, they aren't used for enchanting.
How well does leeching Strax work to help augment past the caps for the regions? It completely is different than the regions, so you can, whatever it gains is a true gain.
Any idea of plus run speed and plus sprint speed are capped? I don't think